I really do believe that your culture should influence your space. Who you are as an organization is reflected in everything around you.
I think the culture at Hootsuite is very fun and inclusive. I think it is directly tied to the office.
Those social connections are so important to us. I mean, we really are a social company from beginning to end.
There's always been a culture of seeing your friends in the office, collaborating, playing ping pong on social Fridays. I do really think that those two pieces are tied together. When the pandemic first hit, I think it's fair to say that everybody felt a level of uncertainty.
Yeah, it was a weird time. We had 48 hours to close 13 offices, which sounds simple, and I promise it isn't.
The team had a level of uncertainty in what their roles would look like, what it meant to be a facility coordinator or an office manager when we were working remotely. Would it mean that we didn't have a role at the company anymore? Would it mean that offices would go away forever? We had to adapt quite quickly as a team. I think we went from not knowing what was going to happen to refocusing on how we could support our employees from home, setting them up with IT equipment and getting them ergonomic furniture, providing an ergonomic stipend.
To be honest, we thought we'd be out for 2 weeks, and little did we know that 18 months later we would reopen our offices. What I would say, if I could say anything positive came out of this, is we had the opportunity to really reevaluate our real estate strategy. We found that our employees actually loved working from home. They loved the flexibility that it gave them. The ability for them to make choices about how to manage their day, how to manage their lives.
After the initial shock and chaos wore off, that's when we shifted gears and we began working to look at a distributed workforce strategy where our employees would forever have the choice to work from home or in the office when we reopened. The redesign process actually started before the pandemic hit. Before the pandemic, our offices had a sea of desks. Some key feedback that we gained was that we needed more collaboration spaces. We wanted the office to look like a collaborative hub.
Our model has always been the test and iterate model, and what that means is basically you take a chance. We really focused on where we believed the workspace needed to go, including more health and wellness elements, a focus on mental health, a focus on inclusivity, so making sure everybody was welcome.
I think some interesting trends that have emerged since the pandemic, the use of space. Less space, but more meaningful space. The use of technology in the office is going to continue to evolve and grow. We use a system that helps us book the desk that we'd like to sit at for the day, helps us book the meeting room that we need to use, and it's all quite seamless.
Our focus has always been, on the health and wellness of our employees. I'm really proud to say we have not had any transmission of COVID between any of our employees globally.
We created comfort level stickers that employees can display showing their comfort levels with COVID and how they feel being back in the office. I think it's really empowering that people can come back to the office and really choose their own adventure. Before the pandemic, I wasn't really aware that the balance of working from home and working in the office was positive for my mental health. Coming back to the office, I personally wasn't sure how I would feel. Seeing people in real life again really gave me a different level of happiness that I clearly was missing and didn't know. It brought a lot of that fun aspect back to work for me. Some key advice for other companies, really just listen to your employees.
Workspace design is never done. It's a constantly iterating process.
The future of work is going to continue to evolve. We don't have the calculations and the recipe finalized right now. It's important to continue to explore what works, what doesn't work, and really just continue with the hybrid model and the flexible model that gives the power back to employees to choose where they work from.
What I see changing in the workplace is that listening closely to what employees need and providing them with a voice is really important. I think a focus on employee health and well-being is also important, and inclusivity.
The future of work at Hootsuite excites me because it is people-led. We're really focusing on DE&I and listening to our people and bringing that into our offices and in everything else that we do.